Welcome, dear listeners, to The Myth Factory, the podcast that unravels the legends and myths that have captured our collective imagination for centuries. I'm your storyteller, Frank White. Today, we're delving into the chilling tale of Tall Betsy, a legendary figure that haunts the city of Cleveland, Tennessee. Brace yourselves for a journey into the realm of darkness, mystery, and the supernatural. Tall Betsy, also known as the Lady in Black, is a local legend that has been whispered about in Cleveland for generations. The legend of Tall Betsy dates back to the early 20th century, when a figure known as the Lady in Black began to terrify the citizens of downtown Cleveland. Described as a tall, gaunt woman dressed in a tattered black gown and wide-brimmed hat, Tall Betsy struck fear into the hearts of all of those who crossed her path. Tall Betsy was said to roam the streets of Cleveland during the dark hours of the night, lurking in alleyways and appearing suddenly before unsuspecting victims. Witnesses claim that her eyes glowed with an eerie, otherworldly light, and her voice echoed with an unnerving, raspy whisper. The mere sight of Tall Betsy was enough to send shivers down the spines of Cleveland's residents. Children were warned to be home before dark, and adults spoke of her with a mix of fear and fascination. According to the myth, Tall Betsy would target those who had committed misdeeds or broken promises, seeking retribution for their actions. It was believed, according to myth, that she would appear to those with guilty consciences, haunting them until they made amends or faced the consequences for their deeds. Many claim to have encountered Tall Betsy firsthand, recounting spine-chilling tales of her apparitions. People spoke of her sudden appearances in mirrors, her ghostly figure gliding through the streets, and her haunting laughter echoing through the night. Let's listen to one chilling account from a local resident who claims to have encountered Tall Betsy. I was walking home one late night when I heard the sound of footsteps behind me, said this eyewitness. I turned around and there she was, Tall Betsy. Her eyes pierced through the darkness and I could feel her gaze on me. I couldn't move, I couldn't scream. It felt like an eternity before she disappeared. And I've never been the same since that encounter. As the legend of Tall Betsy grew, the city in Cleveland embraced its spectral visitor, turning her into a symbol of their unique folklore. The legend became a focal point of the annual Legend of Tall Betsy Halloween Festival, where the spirit of the Lady in Black is celebrated. But what's the truth behind the mystery of Tall Betsy? Is she merely a figment of the collective imagination? Or does she embody something deeper? An embodiment of our fears, our secrets, and the consequences of our actions that may be known only to us. Do ghosts exist externally? Or do they exist in our memories? Are ghosts our actions and the fear of the consequences we may face because of them? Now, skeptics dismiss Tall Betsy as nothing more than a ghost story. But there are those who believe her presence lingers in the streets of Cleveland. A reminder that our choices have consequences that we cannot escape. The legend of Tall Betsy continues to captivate the residents of Cleveland and draws in those who seek a taste of the supernatural. Until next time, remember that your next road trip just might take you to a small town with a ghostly resident. If you enjoyed this episode of The Myth Factory, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the myths, mysteries, and legends that chill our bones and spark our imaginations.